The lights inside the America's Got Talent theater slowly dim, and a hush falls over the crowd. From the side of the stage, a young contestant steps forward, small, thin, and noticeably barefoot. There are no bright costumes, no confident wave, no parents following behind with reassuring smiles. Just a child walking alone toward the center of the biggest stage in the world. The cold floor beneath his feet doesn't seem to bother him, but his shaking hands reveal the nervous storm inside. Simon Cowell studies him closely, his expression unreadable. "What's your name?" he asks. The boy answers softly, his voice barely reaching the microphone. When asked where his parents are, the child hesitates, then explains that they passed away years ago. There is no dramatic pause, no attempt to gain sympathy, just a quiet truth spoken with maturity far beyond his age. The audience feels it instantly. A deep silence fills the room, heavier than applause. The camera cuts to empty seats where family members usually sit. No cheering section. No comforting faces. The judges exchange glances, realizing this audition is already different. The boy stands still, barefoot and alone, as if rooted to the stage. He takes a deep breath, closes his eyes for a moment, and steadies himself. This stage is intimidating even for adults, yet here he is, unprotected, vulnerable, and brave. As the music cue approaches, the audience leans forward. No one knows what to expect. There are no promises of greatness yet, only a feeling that something real is about to happen. In that moment, the spotlight shines brighter, and the barefoot child prepares to let his voice speak for everything he has lost, and everything he still hopes to become. The soft instrumental music begins, barely noticeable at first, like a distant heartbeat. The barefoot boy lifts the microphone with both hands, still trembling slightly. He opens his mouth, and with the very first note, the entire theater changes. What comes out is not the voice anyone expected from someone so young. It is deep with emotion, clear, controlled, and filled with a sadness that instantly reaches every corner of the room. Gasps ripple through the audience. People who were moments ago whispering now sit frozen, afraid to miss a single breath. Simon Cowell, who had been leaning back in his chair, slowly leans forward. His eyes narrow, not in judgment, but in disbelief. Heidi's mouth opens in shock. Sophia presses her hand to her chest as the lyrics unfold, telling a story of loss, loneliness, and hope that feels painfully real. The boy sings as if the stage no longer exists. His eyes remain closed, and it's clear he's not performing for applause, he's reliving memories. Each word sounds lived in, not rehearsed. His barefoot stance now feels symbolic, as if he stripped away everything except his truth. Tears begin to fall in the audience. A woman in the front row wipes her face. Even backstage, crew members pause their work to listen. As the song builds, his confidence grows. The fear that once shook his hands melts away, replaced by raw power. His voice rises, steady and strong, filling the theater with emotion so heavy it's almost overwhelming. By the time he reaches the final line of the verse, the room is completely silent, not a cough, not a breath. In that moment, everyone understands, this is no ordinary audition. This is the sound of pain turning into strength, and the beginning of something unforgettable. As the song moves into its most powerful section, something remarkable happens at the judges' table. Simon Cowell, known worldwide for his tough criticism and impossible standards, is no longer relaxed in his chair. He sits completely still, eyes locked on the barefoot boy at center stage. The playful smirk that often appears during auditions is gone. In its place is a serious, almost stunned expression, the look of someone witnessing something rare. The boy's voice grows stronger with every note. There is no sign of fear now. He sings with a quiet confidence, as if the pain he has carried for years is finally being released. The lyrics rise and fall like waves, and with each line, the emotional weight deepens. The audience can feel it pressing on their chests. Some people clasp their hands together. Others bow their heads, overwhelmed. Halfway through the performance, Simon slowly shakes his head, not in disapproval, but in disbelief. He leans closer to the microphone on the table, listening carefully, as if trying to understand how such a powerful voice could come from someone who has endured so much at such a young age. Heidi glances at Simon, noticing the change. This is not the Simon who interrupts performances. This is a man completely absorbed. As the boy reaches the climax of the song, he opens his eyes for the first time and looks straight ahead, not at the judges, but beyond them, toward a future he's daring to imagine. His final note is long, controlled, and filled with emotion. When it ends, the sound seems to linger in the air. For a few seconds, there is absolute silence. Then Simon exhales slowly. Without saying a word, his reaction alone tells everyone the truth: this audition has already made history. The final note fades, but no one moves. The theater is wrapped in a heavy silence, the kind that follows something deeply emotional. The barefoot boy stands frozen at center stage, chest rising quickly as he tries to catch his breath. His eyes glisten, unsure whether what just happened was real. Then, suddenly, the silence breaks, thunderous applause erupts from every corner of the room. The audience rises to their feet, clapping, cheering, some crying openly. Sophia is the first judge to speak, her voice shaking as she tries to find the right words. She tells him that his voice doesn't just sound beautiful, it feels honest. Heidi wipes tears from her eyes and praises his bravery, saying it takes incredible courage to stand alone on that stage and sing from such a deep place. The boy listens quietly, nodding, still overwhelmed. All eyes turn to Simon. He pauses for a moment longer than usual, choosing his words carefully. He admits that he has heard thousands of singers over the years, but very few truly surprise him anymore. Then he looks directly at the child and says that this audition shocked him, not because of perfection, but because of truth. He explains that the boy's voice carries pain, hope, and something that cannot be taught. The crowd begins to chant, sensing something special is about to happen. Simon smiles softly, reaches across the table, and presses the golden buzzer. Instantly, golden confetti rains down from above. The boy drops to his knees, covering his face as tears finally fall. For the first time on that stage, he isn't alone. He is surrounded by light, applause, and belief. Golden confetti continues to fall as the barefoot boy slowly stands, his hands shaking, not from fear this time, but from disbelief. The noise of the crowd surrounds him like a wave, louder than anything he has ever experienced. People chant his name, strangers cheering for a child who walked onto the stage with nothing but his voice. He looks up, eyes wide, as if trying to understand how his quiet pain has turned into this powerful moment. The judges walk around the table to meet him on stage. Simon places a reassuring hand on his shoulder, telling him this is only the beginning. The words feel unreal, yet comforting. For years, the boy had sung alone, in small rooms, late at night, using music as a way to survive. Now, the world has heard him. Cameras flash, and the audience continues to applaud, but in his mind, everything slows down. He remembers his parents, the struggles, the nights when singing was his only escape. This moment feels like a promise that those struggles were not in vain. As he walks off the stage, still barefoot, the golden floor sparkles beneath his feet. He came in vulnerable and unknown, but he leaves with confidence and hope. Backstage, crew members hug him, some wiping away tears of their own. Everyone knows they have witnessed something special. Within hours, the audition spreads across the globe. Millions watch the video, sharing it with captions about courage, loss, and unstoppable talent. Comments pour in from every country, calling him an inspiration. The barefoot boy becomes a symbol, that even with nothing, a true voice can rise. He didn't walk onto the AGT stage to become famous. He walked on to be heard. And now, the world is listening.